And a very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Hit Mix Radio, WEIU TV, your 13 TV. My name is Jeff Owens, director of WEIU FM. My co-host is the sunburnt Casey Berry.
I'm very sunburnt.
And making her initial appearance at WEIU studios today, representing the Mattoon Bagelfest 2012, Kim Janssen.
Hi, how are you?
We're good, Kim, and you're the Special Events Coordinator. That's your official title?
That is my official title.
Filling in today for Angelia Brigette, who had to make a special trip up to Springfield. In the busiest week of the year, she had to go to Springfield.
Yes, there's a little snafu with some insurance things we had to take care of, but we're ready to go, so having her gone really wasn't a problem today.
There you go. Well, we appreciate you coming in and pinch hitting and talking a little bit about Bagelfest and really what a festival like that means to a community. So let's start there. Let's talk about what you think and from the city's perspective and maybe your own personal perspective from being from Mattoon. What does a festival like Bagelfest mean to a community, and talk about the impact?
Well, you can always talk about the economic impact with the number of people that we have coming in. We have people coming from all over, not only Illinois, but from other states. So there's always that. The people come, they eat here, they stay here if they can find a room, which is really difficult. We also have the Bagelfest softball tournament, which hosts 84 teams, so you can imagine that. But other than the economic impact is just the festival impact, the opportunities that we give to the people in our community to have a festival and attend a festival, also to volunteer. We have over 120 volunteers every year for Bagelfest, and that is just for the festival, for the souvenir booth, for the concert venue. Then you have the Run for the Bagel, which also has volunteers and people coming from all over for that. So we're providing an opportunity not just to the people of Mattoon, Charleston community, but actually to the state.
How fun is it to work at a festival like this?
Oh, I love it. Days like today may be a little more hectic than others, but my job is to prepare as much as possible ahead of time so that when we get to the festival, things just kind of fall into place and we knock on wood. There's no wood here for me to knock on, but we hope that happens. But if something does, like a snafu insurance that we have to deal with, we're ready to deal with it. So I still get excited about it. I come in and I'm ready to go. It is hot, we know it, and so it makes it a little bit less exciting when you're out hanging banners. My assistant was doing this morning and doing things like that. But just knowing what you do when you drive through, and I drive because I'm on a cart because you're going all around the park, but when you drive through and you see the people attending, some of them at the carnival, some at the entertainment venue, some just eating at the food venues, it is so exciting to know that you're part of bringing that to our community.
I actually drove through Peters Park yesterday. I noticed a lot of the stuff is out there getting ready. I'm sure it's all going up handily, very, very fast over the next couple of days. Talk about, though, when you talk about volunteerism and the city working together to get events ready like this, talk about preparation and really the man hours or woman hours that it takes to get this done.
Well, to be totally honest, I do Lightworks, which is a component of the Mattoon Tourism also. We finished that in January, and I have a month break, and we start Bagelfest in February, if that gives you an idea. So at that time, we start letting our vendors and sponsors know, and sponsors are a huge part of our festival because we could not run it without them. And then Leanne Polston is our volunteer coordinator, and she starts making calls sometimes as early as April, especially the load-in, load-out guys that are so necessary for the stage that comes in or the entertainment that come in. That's hard work, and not everybody wants to do that. So she does a great job getting people on board. So really, when we get to this point, we have everything ready as far as the volunteers go. A woman just came in today and said, we'd heard on the radio last week you were still looking. I said, we never turn away a volunteer, because in my opinion, that's what makes this festival perfect. And we also branch out National Honor Society, Junior National Honor Society, Key Club at the high school level, and we provide for those volunteers not only hours that they have to meet, but we also have a certificate for them that they get so that it helps them to get their service hours in a great way.
Okay. Go ahead, Casey.
So do you actually get to, enjoy Bagelfest, or do you mostly, have to make sure that everything runs smoothly, or are you kind of the front lines?
Let's put it this way. I get to do both.
Okay.
I have the luxury of doing both because I am on site the entire time, and also with our team, of course, Angelia and I work very closely, and then Regina Beals is also an assistant for the tourism, and we need all those people. We manage to run it and enjoy it at the same time. I basically will be with the entertainment venue through the time they're there, which sometimes is very early. Last year I had a text from Kurt Stretch at I think it was 5:30 that the bus was there. You laugh at that, but I hadn't got home until 1, so it was not quite entertaining. But it's a very long week, but yeah, you enjoy it. I love it. I don't think you could do this if you didn't love it. Now, ask me Sunday morning, and I love it so much. But
we're talking to Kim Janssen with the Mattoon Bagelfest, and we'll get into some of the details in case you're out there listening and we're watching and want to know when some of the events and some of the fun stuff is. We like to talk a little bit about the behind-the-scenes aspect when we're here on Issues and Attitudes. Now, how hard is it, or how easy is it to get excited knowing that this week is the week? Bagelfest starts, really tomorrow in terms of events, and knowing that from Tuesday through Saturday you're going,
Oh, Tuesday, today. What? I got there at 7:30 this morning, and I've already ran and gotten tickets and programs for the Queen pageant. I went and got the cards, got banners. We've been busy. How easy is it to be excited? Listen to me. This is not fake. Although I said this morning, it's only 5 days, because you do think of that. I mean, it's hot. You know that you're going to be spending time out there in very hot temperatures. And so that part, I don't like that so much. But the rest of it is exciting, knowing that I'm part of it.
Speaking of the heat, I mean, obviously the heat's been a big issue for farmers and everybody here in East Central Illinois the past, few weeks. We got a little bit of rain this past weekend, but not probably enough for everybody. No. But talk about that. Will there be cooling stations, free water, or anything out there? Because, I mean, the forecast is not pretty.
Actually, there will be the firemen have a booth area, and they usually have kind of a cooling area there. But on Saturday, I was talking to the Public Works Director, and they're thinking about having a cooling station, a bigger cooling station by Peterson House at the park. We have several vendors that, of course, sell water, but then there will be some that will be giving it away also. So I think the ability to get liquids is going to be prevalent.
Cool. Let's talk about you off air. Before that, you said there are some new things at this year's Bagelfest 2012. What's new?
Well, some exciting things. One of the things that we had in the past couple of years, we've had the Christian concert, and we brought that back. And this year, a group of the churches, we actually offered it to any church in the community, Mattoon, Charleston, that wanted to attend. We had a couple meetings ahead of time and said, how can we make this better? And one of the things that came up was, of course, through sponsorship, which I had to then work with getting them tickets to come in early, that kind of thing. But also that came about was a Christian comedian that's going to open for 16 Cities, which is our Christian concert on Thursday night. And Christian comedian Jeremy Nunez is going to be opening, which I didn't know there was a Christian comedian, so that was kind of news to me. The other thing, some of the older members of the churches says, we just don't like the contemporary Christian as much. We don't want to get out there. We really want that old-fashioned gospel. So we got a gospel group that's going to open up in the band shell. So that is Thursday night. That's kind of exciting. Friday, we have a young man is doing a Chasing Your Dreams local showcase, and it's more hip-hop, rap, R&B, gospel, artistry, and it's for youth, and it's from 5 to 6 in the band shell, and kids can call the number. Can I give the number?
No, it's fine. Yeah.
The number is 618-581-3034, and he's actually setting up times in that hour where local youth can showcase their talent.
Oh,
it's got to be clean, it's family friendly, and so he's making sure of that. But it's been interesting because the Academy of Dance called for their parade today, and they said, yes, we're going to be doing that. And so it's really neat to see how it's affecting different people in the community.
Okay, Case?
So, how many hours do you, I know you said that you started in February, but how many hours a week do you spend per, does it gradually become more up until the week, or is this a solid thing throughout?
Well, Angelia, of course, is full-time tourism director. I actually am a teacher here in Charleston. So for me, it's part-time, 10 to 20 hours a week from February on, different times when I'm hitting and getting the vendor applications and the sponsor stuff out. And then April, May, when I'm making phone calls with sponsors, there's more time. But as soon as school gets out, for me anyway, it's pretty much a full-time job. This week will be a way many hours job. I'll get several weeks in 1 week.
One of the sad things that's happened since last Bagel Fest is the passing of Marie Linder in, I believe, March of this year. Any events to signify that, or will there be anything in his honor this week?
At this time, nothing that I know of. I'm not sure, if Lenders is planning something like that. I know we kind of talked about it, but they weren't sure exactly what they were going to do for that. I know that Lenders is planning on having a bake sale. They do a service organization to feed children, and so they're going to have that on Saturday.
Let's talk about, let's go through some of the days. I know tomorrow is the first event. Talk about what's going to happen tomorrow.
Tomorrow is the Queen Pageant, and we moved that to Tuesday. That's new this year. It's at 7 o'clock at Williams School, and the reason we moved it was because a lot of the girls that were participating in that had to miss the Christian concert and wanted to attend that. So we talked about it, made that decision, and so that will be on Tuesday. And then the carnival opens on Wednesday, and the WMCI's 101 Beautiful
Babies,
Baby contest will go on.
I've judged that before.
At the mall, yes. I'm not sure I would want to judge that.
No, you don't want to judge baby kids. We don't want to be negative. It's just because if one doesn't win, then you're.
Well, and they're all so adorable. I don't know how you would choose.
Talk about when the carnival opens Wednesday night. Will there be an armband or a special thing?
Yes, armband is Wednesday night from 6 to 10, and then we also offer a second armband day on Friday from 1 to 5, because we want to make sure the community has those opportunities. And I believe the armbands are $20, and that's unlimited rides during that time.
Then we talk about Thursdays when it really kicks off for the full day. Talk about what's going to happen Thursday out there.
There will be bingo in the DeMar Center. The vendors open at 5. We will have from 5 to 6 will be Eagles Wings in the band shell, and that's a gospel, and you would need to bring your lawn chairs for that. And then the Christian concert that evening with Jeremy Nunez opening at 7:30. The gates open for that at 6, and it is lawn seating, so you bring your lawn chairs for that. So you can come anytime as late as early as 6 o'clock. Come put your lawn chairs out, go on out and enjoy the festival, and then just come back in time for the concert.
Okay. Then let's go. We'll just move right one day at a time. Go to Friday and talk about all the things happening Friday.
Friday Carnival opens at 1, and again that's armband day from 1 to 5. The vendors open at noon and then stay open through the evening. We do have the hip hop R&B showcase that I discussed earlier in the band shell from 5 to 6 on Friday, and you would need to bring lawn chairs for that. The beer tent opens at 5 with Superbad playing from 7 to 11:30. Resonation Station is a group that's actually going to be kind of a roving artist during that time from 6 to 7:30, kind of over by the concert venue. That also is something new we've not done before. And then the evening, we have a local showcase on our main stage. The gates open at 6 and they start at 8, and that's Taylor Wagner, Muddy Grove, and Suede. So that'll be a good night of entertainment.
Yeah, well, we actually did a Taylor Wagner show here last fall for our pledge.
Awesome.
Did a show. So
awesome. Well, I'm really excited to work with them.
Now, when you talk about the beer garden and Christian music, obviously this is a festival that has different, goals. Do you ever have any complaints, or is there anybody that?
There's always a few complaints. You can't please everybody. And one of the things that we've talked with the Christian artists is the Christian community is that, yes, we have a beer tent, but we don't have it on Thursday. When we had people ask us, can you open the beer tent early? And we would probably make money if we did that. But as a respect to the Christian community, Thursday, we have no beer tent.
Okay,
and that kind of works out.
Now, when you talk about how you promote an event as big as Bagel Fest, talk about how you promote it and then the expectations for the amount of people you want coming in starting tomorrow night.
Well, promotion, of course, is through advertising in a lot of ways, and that's one thing that Angelia has just got it down to a science, I think. We look at where we might need to place advertising, of course, with our local radio station and the Christian music station. Then we also look at areas that she might need to go to. We do a lot of advertising just in the community. We have a web page, we have Facebook now, which it gets the word out there. And so I think that brings people. The other thing is, this year we were picked up on TripAdvisor. So that was really cool. We're one of the 10 top wackiest festivals in the United States. How interesting was that? But
is it good to be wacky?
Hey, I'll take wacky. Bagels, really? Do you think bagels aren't wacky? I mean, they are. But as we did that, it's always hard to have bagels during the festival. We have them Saturday morning, but vendors don't want to sell them because really most people aren't going to order bagels. Yeah. And so I was like, calling a couple of our nonprofits that come, I need you to make bagel necklaces or something. I need to be able to say, go to this booth to get bagels, because when people come, they want to find bagels. Yeah. And so the Girl Scouts are going to do bagel necklaces, so we'll have them available during the festival, which is kind of cool too.
Now, when you talk about funding, I know you said you have outside sponsors. Does the city support and lenders? Is that how it all works together? Or?
Actually, the tourism provides the sponsorship for this through eliciting sponsors, and that's my job. We have, oh my gosh, I have 2 pages full of sponsors. It's just to give you an idea, just this year we had 12 new sponsors that were 500 or above level, because I had to order 12 new banners. So I would say we probably have, I haven't counted them, I would say probably over 75 sponsors.
So the community really does come and support
an
event like this. Well,
I can't even tell you how amazing it is. I need something, before I go buy it, I call and say, I have a prospect for you. I need this. Maybe we can do this. And everybody's great. And we provide, one of the things we do for our sponsors is we provide advertising, tickets. We want to make it as appealing to them as it is for what we need from them. Mm-hmm. But we have a great product. You don't think of a festival and a product, but it is. And so people call us and say, how can we sponsor? How can we do this? And I love that, because I'm like, okay, you just made my job easier.
Do you have expectations of how many people you want at Bagelfest 2012? Or?
We never have had a certain number that they said come through. They say it's anywhere between 20,000 and 40,000 with people coming into the festival, because of course a lot of people come every day. You count that. I don't. I think that it's out there. People come, and it's hot. We know it. Last year was probably the hottest year that I can remember anyway. This year, don't know it's going to be any better, but like I said before, we plan for 100 degrees and rain, and so anything else we get is a gift, and we'll take it.
I think 105 is what I heard, maybe for Saturday.
We're not discussing that.
Just to prepare.
I heard that for Wednesday, but I thought it was easing up a little by the time. You can't control the weather, so you put on the best
people are
festival.
used to it, if nothing else, right?
They are.
We've had 3 weeks of this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, it won't be so bad. We're used to this after 4th of July, because we do 4th of July too, and it was hot.
And do you get a count, or is there a way to tell how far people come from? And have you heard from anybody coming from countries,
we
states,
actually,
whatever?
The way we know is the ticket sales is how we know if people are coming from far away. That's a way we can tell. We know there's other people that come. I have a vendor that comes from Texas. So, we know that there are people coming from out of town. But interestingly enough, a gentleman that lives in Canada is coming, because we're holding his tickets because he's afraid for us to mail them. He's passing through, saw it on TripAdvisor, and decided that he'd call and see what was going on. And when he found out Ronnie Millsap was going to be here Saturday, then he wanted tickets. And we have another couple from New York that saw it on TripAdvisor and are coming. So that's kind of a neat. We usually have several states that people come from.
Okay.
No, I think it's interesting. That you say that, because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I was actually, I get a magazine called Midwest Living. Mm-hmm. I saw Mattoon Bagelfest in Midwest Living. So, it's out there, and
right.
And you're getting all of this publicity and advertisement. It's just...
Well, and a lot of that is Angelia's venue. She does the advertising, so she may have put an ad in there, a smart ad, but again, people are picking up that our festival's here. This is our 27th festival,
wow.
And we keep trying to make it bigger and better, adding new things, pony rides will be here this year. We've never had that before. So, different things like that. And the concerts, we mix it up. A couple years ago, we had Zach Brown. Last year, we had Travis Tritt. This year, we have Ronnie Millsap. Some years, we have a new up-and-coming person. Some years, we have a tried and true. And it just meets a lot of different needs when you do that.
They had Night Ranger a few years ago.
Oh,
yeah,
I bet that spoke right to you, Jeff.
I was about... I was like, obviously getting older. I was about 8 feet from the speaker. Till about Thursday of the next week, I was still not hearing well. It was awesome. So.
Yeah, we've had the entertainment we've had, and that's what's kind of exciting. We have had some of the older, Travis Tritt and Ronnie Millsap this year, but the up and coming people we've had when they were beginning, like
Luke Bryan,
Luke Bryan. Yeah, you look at that, and it's amazing. I think we
Tracy
had them.
Bird. Tracy Bird when he was young was here.
Yeah, see, I that was before my time.
Gary Allen before, yeah.
Yeah, Gary Allen, I was here.
Yeah.
Daryl Worley, we've had Josh Turner.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Let's switch pages to a little bit. We haven't got to Saturday yet.
Oh, yeah,
you said Ronnie Millsap is the headliner, but it really kicks off with the breakfast and the parade. I mean, those are the two probably events that have been most associated with with the Bagel Fest.
We have the breakfast in the morning. Well, there's the run for the bagel. We got to put that in there because it starts at 7 a.m. at the YMCA. And last I heard, I think they had about 500 entrants, and they expect it to grow. Then the world's biggest bagel breakfast, is at the DeMars Center. A couple years ago, we moved it from Broadway Avenue because it was so hot to DeMars, and people kind of like, oh, we don't like that. But then the people that were there after they got in there and realized it's air conditioned and they can sit in comfort, we're like, we forget we ever said that. It's wonderful. So we have that. The Dragonfly Showcase is going to be at the Rotary Bandshell during the breakfast, and it's a group of youth. I believe they have autism, and they're going to do some different types of entertainment for us. And then the parade starts at 10:30. Bless Regina Beal's heart has taken care of all the parade applications, and we'll be out there getting that started. And honestly, that is the largest parade that we put on.
That's the big one in Mattoon.
It is. It's huge, and we have so many people. I know we're already like past the 27th block of Western, so it will get bigger.
Wow.
Bingo starts at 1 o'clock at the DeMars Center, goes 1 to 7, and then the Bagel Bow Wow contest, you can't forget that, in the Bandshell at 2 o'clock. The carnival opens at 11, vendors open at 8 and stay open all day, and then beer tent opens at 5, and they have Backflash in the beer tent that night from 7 to 11:30, and of course Ronnie Millsap in concert. We do still have tickets if anybody's interested, reserve tickets for $15, but we're selling out of them very quickly, so plan on, unless you call us in the next couple days, bring in your lawn chairs.
There you go. And the other thing to remind maybe folks that are new to the community or new to this show is, parking. For Bagel Fest is always a big of a challenge, but it's one of those community events where you see a lot of people walking that weekend anyway. So talk about where people should maybe park and/or if they need to walk.
Well, one of the things that I always promote, and it's not just because it's my church, but it's right across the street is St. John's Lutheran Church. Their youth park cars. I think they charge like $2 or $3, and the money goes for their youth convention that they go to. I also spoke with one of the Boy Scout groups and the Masonic Home, which is east of the park. They park cars, but they just have a limited number. So yeah, it's tough. Some people will even park at the mall and walk down because parking is a challenge.
Okay. One of the couple of questions I remember way back when Bagel Fest did the world's biggest bagel. Have they ever thought about bringing that back or trying to top that?
We talked about it.
The oven is still out there. I drive by 121, I see it.
Yeah, I don't know that it works. That might be the challenge. We talk about it each year, and lenders, Penny Youngblood is our representative for lenders, and they're always thinking of different things, but they've had a lot of changes too. So I'm not sure if that's coming back, although we keep saying that'd be awfully cool. But it's no longer the world's largest.
Right, yeah.
There's been bigger, so
that's the challenge, I think. That's what you need to
yeah, the bigger oven.
So there you go. Well, speaking of lenders, obviously they've been a big supporter of this event and when it started 27 years ago. Is there any, this may be a question you're not going to be able to answer, but I have to ask, has anybody actually asked them how many bagels they produce in a year that come out of the Mattoon plant? Or do you have any idea?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Then how many bagels do they provide for the breakfast?
I know it's a lot. It's a semi-full, and we have some left at the end. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I mean, I used to know a certain, like maybe 10,000 bagels, but I don't know that that's the same. I know they've cut back in the past because you just have only so many people they didn't want to have wasted. I do know that they provide bagels also for the parade. They're non-edible, so they're ones that can't be eaten, and they have those at City Hall Wednesday afternoon and after for people who want to use them for the parade, right? And then they also take them. They give them to me for the entertainment venue. They take them to the softball diamond for the tournament that goes on there. So they provide them other places besides just the breakfast, just for those that are, city employees or people, the service people that need them.
We have about 3 minutes left here. We're talking with Kim Janssen from Mattoon Bagelfest 2012. Anything that we have forgotten that we haven't talked about, or is there any needs? Do you need more volunteers or any product or anything?
Actually, Leanne Polston told me today, I got an email from her saying everything is full. So we're knocking on wood, but anytime, we don't ever turn away a volunteer. So if somebody wants to, they can. The only other thing I don't know that we actually mentioned is there will be pony rides. There's going to be Amish pony rides. That's going to be, it'll be actually in the front of Peterson Park on right off of Broadway, probably 4th and Broadway area there. And we've not had that before. So that'll be something that's
That'll
unique.
be neat for the kids, probably.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
All right, Alyssa, we actually always switch themes here at the end, and we ask you questions that are somewhat related to bagels, maybe not all. So
okay.
And we always let Casey answer too, because she likes the punishment I put her through. So Kim, we'll go Kim first, and then Casey. Oddest thing that you ever have put on your bagel to eat it?
Oh.
You did, Any odd toppings?
Oh, I can't think what it's called. No.
I like peanut butter on my bagels. I'll answer there. What about you, Casey?
I stick to traditional, cream cheese, maybe even like strawberry cream cheese.
There you go. All
Good
right.
stuff.
Honey is good.
Oh, honey is
I never
good,
thought
yeah.
about that. All
Even
right.
if you have an everything bagel.
All right, your favorite area event that's not Bagel Fest? Is there something you always have to do every year?
Red, white, and blue days.
Okay.
I enjoy the Coles County Fair.
Okay. Favorite thing about Coles County?
Living in it.
There you go.
I say it every time. The people here are very friendly and inviting, and I've kind of come to know a lot of people.
That's one thing that's amazing with our community. Anywhere you are.
There you go. I agree with that too. How many big bagels do you think you eat a year?
Oh, probably about maybe 20.
I don't eat very many. Michael won't let me buy them.
Oh, really?
He says I spend too much money on them, so I just don't buy them. So I'd rather have bagels like
bagel
every day.
breakfast. You don't pay for them.
All right. I like bagels.
Your favorite place to vacation?
Oh, an all-inclusive. I don't care where it's at.
I went to Chicago this weekend, so right now I'm kind of on a Chicago high.
Would you eat chocolate-covered insects?
Absolutely not.
No.
When will the Cubs win the World Series?
Never. I'm a Cardinal fan.
Amen.
All right. Well, Kim Janssen, we appreciate you being here today and filling in for Angelia to talk about Bagel Fest. Bagel Fest 2012. It all starts really today, but tomorrow for the Queen Pageant. Then Wednesday, all the carnival and everything opens up, and it runs through Saturday in Mattoon at Peterson Park, which is on the west side of town. If you are new to the area, Kim, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And again, pray for good weather. At least
Always.
It doesn't look like rain. That's the best news.
Well, we take it if we have
There
to.
you
You
go.
can't
All right.
control that.
All right, Casey, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And next week, we'll be talking to the folks from another big event coming up. It's the Coles County Fair officials will be here next week. So this is Hitmix 88.9 and WEIU and Your 13 TV. Everyone, have a great day.